everyone, and welcome to day 41 of the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we're making this cluster square. We're making it all out of one colour, although you can add some colour changes if you would like. So I have my essentials for today's square. I have some double knit worsted number 8 yarn, depending on where you are in the world, a 4.5mm hook, a pair of scissors, and I have 4 strands, just small sort of cut off strands of yarn to use as stitch markers. You don't need these essentially. You could use stitch markers, pieces of yarn, or just cope without it. And of course my cup of tea. As always, we're going to start with our slip knot, and we are going to chain 12. Don't forget, you can click on the top right or just below. There's a button there that you can slow the video right down. You might hear our voice a bit funny, but you can slow it right down. And you can always pause and rewind to catch up with what we're doing. So we're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're going to go into our very first chain down here and do a slip stitch. Now, some of you have been doing the magic circle. You could try that for this, but it doesn't work as well as doing the chain and the slip stitch, because we've got a lot of stitches to go into this ring. So a ring of 12 chains, and now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this will count as your first double crochet. And then we're going to do 3 double crochet straight into the middle of this ring. So 1, 2, and 3 double crochet. And then we're going to be doing a lot of some cluster stitches, and this is how you're going to do your cluster stitches. You're going to yarn over as if we're doing a double crochet, insert into the ring, yarn over and pull through 3 loops, so just as you would for a double crochet, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and then you stop there. Okay, and you're going to do that 6 times. So that was once, twice, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That's 3 times. You always have 1 extra loop to how many times. So we've got 3 loops, 4 loops here, sorry. So that's 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and 6 times. And so now you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through 6 of those loops, leaving 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. And this is your cluster stitch. So we're now going to do another 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 double crochets and another cluster stitch. Let's get in a tangle here. Another cluster stitch. So that's yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 6 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So you're going to continue this around. You're going to end up with 4 sets of 4 double crochet and 4 cluster stitches. Okay, so you might need to just give these a scooch around the ring. Hold on to it and give them a scooch around. So you need 2 more clusters and 2 more sets of 4 double crochet. Pause the video and I will meet you back at the beginning. So when you have your 4 cluster stitches and 4 sets of double crochets, you are just going to do a slip stitch into the top of this first chain. Now you might have done a standing double crochet, and that's fine, but just go into the very top. So find the very top chain and just insert your hook and do a slip stitch. Caught up there. Do a slip stitch into there. There we go. There's your slip stitch for your first round. And onto our second round, you need to chain 3 to start your round. That counts as a double crochet. And now you need to do a double crochet in this very same space as your chain. So a double crochet in that same space. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets. So in the next 3 stitches, you're going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets into this cluster. So 1 and 2 double crochet into that cluster and a chain 1. And then we're going to do a pattern all the way around. We're going to do 2 double crochet into the next stitch, 2, 3 double crochet along, so 1, 2, and 3 double crochet along there, 2 double crochets into the cluster, 1 and 2, and a chain 1. And you're going to repeat this all the way around, doing 2 double crochet, 3 separate stitches, and 2 double crochet into the cluster and a chain 1. If you need to, rewind the video back to the beginning of this side and follow that all the way around back to the beginning. So I have finished all my 4 sides now, and the last thing to do is, as we did on the previous round, is a slip stitch into this very top chain of our chain 3. So insert into there, pull through and pull through that loop there. And that is your first round. You can see your 4 sides starting to form. Okay, so we are on to round 3, and as always we're going to chain 3 to start our round, and then we're going to do a double crochet in that same space as the chain. And then we are going to do a double crochet in the next double crochet. So I'm going to do 1 into here. And then we are going to do our cluster stitch. So remember, that's yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do that 6 times until we have 7 loops on our hook. So 6 times until we have 7 loops on our hook. So let's do that again. We like to pop over when you're not you're trying to get these 2 off. The others like to pop over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through 6, yarn over and pull through those 2, and then you're going to do a double crochet in the next space and another cluster. Four, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through 6, pull through 2, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet. Oops, 2 double crochet in that last one, and then you're going to chain 2, and then we come on to our second side. And it's basically a repeat of what we've just done. So we will start with 2 double crochets. So it's 2 and then 1 in the next 2 double crochets, and then 1, and then a cluster, three, 4, 5 and 6. Oops. Funny little blighters, they like to do their own thing. It's got that one bit caught there. Let's just take that out and we'll do that one again. Sometimes this happens with these cluster stitches. Don't just persevere. It's sometimes they like to pop off the hook all of their own and just do their own thing. So just start again. So where are we? 2 loops there. Oops. And then we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So pull through those 6, pull through 2, and then you are going to do a double crochet, and you're going to do another cluster, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets into those spaces. And you're basically going to copy this all the way around. You're going to do you're going to start your side with 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, cluster, 1 cluster, 1, and then 2, and a chain 2. If you need to rewind the video to the start of this side, then rewind and pause and continue your way around, and I will meet you back at the beginning. So we're on to round 4, and this is what we've got going on so far. And I've just done my chain 3 and double crochet into that same space as we've done in all the previous rounds. And now this round is so simple, we don't have to remember much at all. So these 2 count as 2 double crochets, and then we are going to do a double crochet in every stitch and every cluster along our sides. Double crochet in every stitch and every cluster along our sides until you get to the last double crochet, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in there. So 2 double crochets in the last one of the row before the space, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets into your first one of the row or the side. So 1 and 2, oops, 2, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet all the way along until you get to the end of this side, and you're going to do 2 double crochets in this last one and then 2 chains, and you're going to continue all the way around with 1 double crochet in each stitch or cluster and 2 at the beginning and end, and a chain 2, and I will meet you back round where we started. So here we go, the end of round 4. So I've just slip stitched into my chain where we've, as we've done in every round so far, I've done my slip stitch into the top of my chain. I've chained 3 and done a double crochet. So this counts as 2 double crochets in our first space there. And then we are going to do, just check the pattern, we're going to do 2 more double crochets, so 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. Okay, so 1 and 2. So far we've got 2 1 1. This is the way I like to count, so 2 1 1, and then we're going to do a cluster into the next space or the next stitch. Sorry, I'm just going to through there too many times. Let's get those loops separated. I want to do double crochets rather than part double crochets for our cluster. So we'll do our first cluster in this next stitch. And go through there. How many have we got? 1. Oops. I'm sure this yarn has got a mind of its own today. So how many loops we've got? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So yarn over, pull through 6 of those loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're going to do a double crochet next to that, and you're going to do 2 more of those. So another cluster, double crochet, cluster, double crochet. So you're going to have 3 clusters along here, separated by 1 double crochet, and then you are going to do 2 double crochets in your last stitch and a chain 3 for the corner. Okay, so cluster, double crochet, cluster, double crochet, and 2 double crochets in your last stitch and 3 chains to take you over the corner. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets in the beginning. So beginning and end of every row, 2 double crochets. Okay, and I will meet you back at the beginning. If you need to, just rewind the video and watch how we've started this round and what I've just told you for how to proceed. And I will meet you back at the beginning. And that was the end of our round 5. So this is what we've got going on so far. As I said, don't worry about those puff stitches. We will pop those through afterwards. So round 6, and this is where you, if you want to use them, you'll need your stitch markers or pieces of yarn if you want to. I just find it saves me making mistakes on the next round, and you'll see what I mean as we go along. So I just finished that last round with my chain 3 and then slip stitching into the top of this beginning chain. Now for this round we're going to chain 1 and we're going to do a single crochet, so that's no yarn over at the start. We're going to insert into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's your first chain and single crochet. And now what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet along your sides all the way around. You're going to do a single crochet in every stitch along. Now, unlike previous rows, you are not doing 2 in the first and last stitch of every side. You are just doing 1 single crochet. Now be careful not to have your tension too tight when you're doing these single crochets, because it tends to pull your work right in and then you kind of have to give it quite a stretch afterwards. So just be aware that you don't hold that too tightly when you're going in these stitches. So 1 single crochet in every stitch along, including this last one on that, including that last one on that side. And then in our chain space here, we're going to do 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, and then on the third one, this is where I like to just pull that loop up a bit, put my hook in the middle of that stitch, and then I just take my take one of my pieces of yarn, and then I just pull that through there, and that marks that stitch. Okay, you can pop a stitch marker through there if you want to, or you might not want to mark it at all, but that's what we're doing, marking the third stitch. I keep going to do double, doing that stitch, third stitch in that corner. So you're going to do 3, 4, 5. So 5 stitches in every corner, and 1 stitch in every stitch along. And I will meet you back round at the beginning. So this is what we've got going on at the end of round 6. Okay, and what we're going to do now to finish it off for round 7 is we're going to chain 1 and a single crochet in that same space. So might be a bit tight. Sorry, I didn't tell you, we've just slip stitched into this first chain space of the previous row. So you're going to do a single crochet all the way along your sides, just like before, and then when you get to your marked stitch, or if you haven't marked it, when you get to the third single crochet of your corner, you are going to do 3 single crochets. So 1 single crochet all the way along and 3 single crochet in that stitch. Okay, all the way around, 1 single crochet in each, including your corner stitches, but 3 where you've marked it. And I will meet you back at the end. Okay, and this is the end of our round 7. Now, if this isn't as big as you would like it, you can easily add another row of single crochets around. You could add a row of double crochets. Just remember in your corner, your very middle corner stitch, to do 3 single crochets or 3 double crochets there, or a chain to go around. To make that corner nice and neat. Now I've just given mine a bit of a tug. My tension was a bit tighter on my single crochets, so just giving it a tug to make it into that square, and I just fastened it off here. Okay, so I've done a slip stitch and fastened it off, and then the only last thing to do is you've got most of these bubbles sticking out on the back, so the only last thing to do is to pop your finger behind and push them bubbles through onto the right side. So you should have 5 bubbles on each side to push through. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to show you the end result in a moment. And there we have it. I've popped all my puff stitches through. This is a square that might benefit from blocking or just having pinned and stretched out, because it does like to bunch in. But there you go. So if you've enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, click that like button, subscribe to find out when our new videos are out, and don't forget, in the description box below there is a link to our Facebook page, where we would love to see your lovely squares and catch up with you there. So until next time guys, just keep hooking and don't let that tea get cold.